Hey you guys, always here talking to you from my room. I did a little bit of rearranging, so this is why I'm looking at you on the bed and not sitting on it. I could move stuff back around, but I don't really feel like it. I just got to talk to some of you guys in Georgia. Some of you from my old work. So, hi. Um, I don't know. I've had such a time. A lot of very personal things have been going on, so I can't really talk about them. But if you know what I'm talking about, or you think you know what I'm talking about, or if you would like to have an in-depth conversation with me, I'd be more than happy to do that. I just don't feel like making a video about it because that's a little too personal. Anyway, so if you've been watching or paying attention at all, you'll know how much of a roller coaster I've been on, emotionally, spiritually, physically, car stuff, work stuff, school stuff. Everything has been everywhere. And for the first time since I moved here, I actually talked to some of the ladies that I used to work with, wait tables with, or wash dishes with, and my old manager actually talked to me for quite a while, which is really nice. It's weird. You hear hindsight's 2020, and the grass is greener on the other side, or when somebody dies, then you always remember them better than how they were when they were alive, or you remember only the good things and not the bad things. Like, for instance, if somebody that you knew was an alcoholic, then when they die, it's like everybody always remembers all the fun things that they did and not the fact that they beat their wife, stuff like that. So I'm not saying that I'm died or that I am an alcoholic, because for one thing, I don't even like the smell of liquor, so not gonna happen. But or that I'm dead. Yeah, I didn't die. But it feels like that, when somebody moves away, then you just get these rose-colored glasses of them, or you finally say what you've always wanted to say to them, or you finally treat them in the way that you've always wanted to treat them. So certain things, like even with if you went to high school with them, or college, or went to the same church, or worked with them, then there's certain barriers that we set up. For instance, at work, you can't. There's kind of an unwritten rule. In a lot of places, it's unwritten, where you can't have any dating relations with anybody that you work with. That's an unwritten rule for a lot of people. In some places, where I used to work, for one, you could not be married to anybody you worked with unless they had the exact same status as you. So it's like, if your husband was the manager, you couldn't be a waitress. So you had to be a manager. You had to be the higher one, because then they would think that they were favoring you, and so it wouldn't work out. So in a regular so when you no longer work there, that gives you a lot of freedom, not only where you work, but with the people that you choose to hang out with, because what you do in your personal life isn't going to interfere with your work life. Good information there, if you were paying attention. Yeah, so lately, I've been hanging out with, I started a new job, the coffee thing. I am getting rides to church sometimes. I am getting rides to work most of the time. I'm going to brave the bus system pretty soon. I like to favor that verse that says, do not be afraid of them, or else they will make a fool of you. Something like that. Because it's totally true. if you've ever been in any situation, if you start acting freaked out about every little thing, or about how people are treating you, or what they think about you, or then they're going to make a fool of you. They're going to treat you like an idiot because you feel like an idiot, and that's all you give off is, oh, I feel like an idiot, and then they're gonna make jokes about you behind your back. They're gonna do it anyway, but you're gonna feel more, So it's, don't be afraid of them, or they're going to make a fool out of you. So I'm trying not to be freaked out at work. I've only really worked 10 days. So I feel like I should know everything. If you've ever worked with me or ever been around me, I am a relatively quick learner. At least I feel like I am one. A lot of the time I'll do volunteer work, so I have to pick up things really, really fast because a lot of the time I won't even know what I'm doing until I get there. For instance, when I was working on the... I'm going to slow down talking. For instance, when I was working on the home improvement ministry team at my church, then we would go to one house and do roofing, then we go to another house and do painting, then we go to another house and fill in their seawall, and then another house we did guttering. I chopped wood one summer. So it was a different thing each and every time. New tools, new people, just about every single time that I went somewhere, new situations. So I feel like I should learn everything now. Maybe I was told today by one of my coworkers who loves me so much, former coworkers, that it's just my age. I'm not that old. If you can't tell. I'm not that old. But I don't feel that young either. I mean, I've always been around people older than me, just about. Either way older or way younger. Whether that was in a church situation or a work situation, it is not at all... It's really different to even live in a city where I'll just look around and there'll be somebody my age. Like, I can totally tell. Or just anything. It's very odd to find somebody my own age. Like, where I used to live, just about everybody, as soon as they graduated, left. They left. They were gone. They would sometimes come... My hair is driving me crazy. They would sometimes come back for weekends or holidays or something like that. And then you'd really only see them if you went to the same church, or if they hung out with the same people, which wasn't usual. If you just happened to be lucky. Or if you worked where I did, where it was a restaurant, and so they would come in with their family, and so you'd actually see somebody your own age. Or a tourist your own age. Very small town. But here, it's the norm to just look out my window and see a guy my age walking down the street. Or I'll meet somebody new every time I walk outside of the house. Like, I will basically never see the same person unless I'm going to work or church. And then if I'm going to work, then it's basically my coworkers, and there are some regulars. Just about everywhere you go has a couple regulars. And then at church, it's like I go to a very large church. It's got 4 different campuses. I'm not in any way trying to boast. I'm just saying. But it's large to me. Okay, I've been to very large churches before, and this one, even in comparison, is large. So, not just in terms of people, but in terms of different kinds of people. There are tons of ethnicities here. You will see... If I was to count, that would be quite a list. Let's just say that. Starting with me. I'm mixed. and then I have African American people, then just plain African people that will walk around in their garb, and then I'll have people from Vietnamese people living here. We'll have Middle Eastern people from several different countries. I have a friend that's visiting her family in Africa. She's probably just coming back this week, and not just like extended family, but like immediate family in Africa. So it's just a lot. Lately, I've been trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Some things have happened that have really freaked me out. Again, really personal stuff. So I've been trying to figure out why I'm here. What is my purpose? What am I doing here? Am I supposed to be in an internship program? Am I supposed to find a career? Am I supposed to just learn that life sucks and you have to learn how to smell the roses when they're there, even if they're cut? Why am I here? And I've been trying to find different things that I can kind of put on a checklist to just feel like I've accomplished something with my week, which with my new schedule, I'm completely able to do that. I just picked up a dog watching job-ish thing for a friend, a neighbor person. So I'm going to be watching their dogs this weekend. And so, I mean, my schedule is relatively open. The place that I work at closes before 10, so every night. So if there's something to do at night, I can totally do it, which is weird. Plus, I haven't lived in a place where there was something to do at night for the past 4 or 5 years. So, that's weird too. Everything is so new, and everything is so different, and I've been trying to, live up to the changes of life and feel worth it, I want to feel like there's a reason why I woke up. I want to feel like there's a reason why I'm tired. I want to go to bed exhausted every night. I want to go to bed feeling like I have earned the right to sleep, I was just saying to God, I was like, I want to go everywhere and do everything and taste life and taste food and, just be able to describe every flavor of everything and just, feel every fabric and look at every color and just go everywhere. I was just saying, like, if my legs were faster, I would walk everywhere, like, I wouldn't have a car, if I could fly, I'd do that, but, it's kind of limited, so right now I can't fly, so I want to walk everywhere and to just everything, and I don't know if that's just because I'm young or because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do with my life. It's just, I picked graphic design because I knew that everything I did was going to be new. It didn't matter if it was one book cover or another or one ad or another. Everything was never going to be the same. I wasn't ever going to be wanting to use the same type font. I wasn't ever going to be using the same images. Nothing would ever be the same, and that's why I wanted to come here, because I didn't know what was going to happen every day, and I wanted it always to be different. So, time's up. I love you. Bye.